Okay folks, this will be an interesting one. I don't know how this one's going to look. It's very hard sometimes working with these items. I just did one just before this one and it didn't turn quite out. It didn't quite have the X factor that I was looking for in it, and that does happen quite a bit in my line of work with the photocopiers. Not just this one, I work with other ones as well sometimes. But I do find I don't always create something that I really, really like and I'm proud of. It just happens so often, folks. So the last demo was a pendant filled with shell, and basically I tried a circular shape and I tried to make the circles look good, and yeah, it looks good in some ways, but it sort of kind of like lacked a certain X factor that I was looking for trying to create it, because it was such a beautiful piece to work with, or to potentially to work with. I could have done it differently perhaps, but I didn't think at the time. It's very difficult in the heat of the moment. And I'll be running low on magenta toner, so I'm limited by my resources sometimes. No, fuck, I hate that. Anyway, let's see what we have to demo with. It is a brass, I think it's brass, a brass bird, like a flamingo. But basically I'm hoping this one will come up looking really nice. So I'm just going to try and line that flamingo up in the corner there. It's not easy working with this shit, folks. It really is quite difficult. Really can be really challenging. And you don't always get it right when you're doing this kind of art. It's experimental art, extremely experimental at times, and you have to just roll with the punches, so to speak. Just take what you get. Sometimes you get something really good, and occasionally you hit a bum note, what I call a bum note. And those bum notes really hurt. I hate them, folks. I hate creating something that looks shit, that doesn't appeal, not to my aesthetic. As I'm an artist who likes aesthetics. I like my work to be aesthetically pleasing. It's not about, a lot of artists get caught up in the message in the art, like some kind of intellectual kind of message that they think is important. For some reason, even if the work is just a piece of blank painted white canvas, it's meant to have some kind of intellectual meaning behind it, and even though it's fucking boring in my books. Yeah, but that's the way the art world often works. Sometimes in absurd ways the art world works. Now I'm going to enlarge it a bit further. So yeah, and some artists get paid to do all sorts of shitty things, like someone sticky taping or duct taping a banana to a wall, and someone pays them like 200 grand or something for it, and then someone comes along and decides to eat it, and he calls it performance art. But basically the name of this artwork was called Comedian, and it was meant to highlight the absurdity of art exhibitions and shit, that they do stupid things, and basically, yeah, anything can be art. That's what the message was behind Comedian, was that anything pretty much can be art. Even a banana duct taped to the art gallery wall. So really, really strange shit, folks. The art world is, and it really drives me nuts, because I for the life of me can't seem to get my work to go to air on the television, or I've never had the ability to sell my work and have it exhibited. I've never had a one-person or a two-person exhibition. I've only been in the occasional art competition, and I've never won an art prize. So you could say my whole art career has been a fucking bum note from the very get-go. So I'm not good at selling myself. I'm not good at making art galleries sit up and take notice. In fact, I get really angry at the whole art gallery hookup. I really do get very angry, and I do criticise and abuse in some of my videos the art galleries, because I just feel that they don't care. I must say, some of them have cared. Not all of them I have any reason to sound off at, but a lot of them, you just get the feeling they just don't care. I feel like I'm a fucking, when it comes to the art world, I feel like I'm a newbie, because I've never had an exhibition, I've never won a competition, I've never done any of that sort of shit. I don't have a curriculum vitae to show all the movements I've made as an artist. It's all blank. I'm on a blank. My credentials are a blank canvas. Nothing. Crickets. Nothing. So the only way I can see myself getting anywhere is to get this shit to go to air on the 6 o'clock primetime news. 6 o'clock is the prime time, with all the people sitting back after work and maybe having dinner, watching the 6 o'clock news. And this is the only way I can see that I can get a quick recognition, because I'm not getting any younger either. I'm bloody nearly 50. I should have made it big when I was young, but I wasn't. I wasn't with my partner Luigi, who would have had all the connections I needed to be promoted as an artist. But I just feel like a piece of shit as an artist, even though my work is nice to look at and it's pretty and it's probably brilliant. Doesn't matter. A lot of brilliant people don't make it big in life. Sometimes my brother, who's an asshole, incidentally, always used to say to me back then in the early 90s, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And it's like, fuck that. That's cheating, I thought, But no, that's true. You got to have the right connections. And unfortunately, it can be cheating, but at the same time, if it's in balance, like if your art is really good, it's fair. Because you do need to have the right connections. And I'm just going to do another switcheroo. You do need to have the right connections in order to get started. And I don't have any of those kinds of connections that I can hook up with. And I'm hoping to get in touch with Luigi. So it's not just about the art, it's about love, because I love Luigi and I'm really missing him and I can't do anything much without him. I'm really lonely. I just feel like every day's a fucking treadmill, just going nowhere, moving but going nowhere. Just don't feel like I'm making any progress as an artist in my work here. Yeah, that looks really quite interesting. I think we can now call it quits.